Hello and welcome to another Imperator Rome video. This time, again, we're talking about the Emperors at War stream that, again, just ended recently. I'm on the ball this weekend. It's just been phenomenal. Anyway, some small things we've learned. It's not a whole lot, so let's get those out of the way. First of all, naval raiding, which is one of the traditions that you can take for certain nations. We've learned that it costs 25 military points to raid. You're generally looking at getting about 2 slaves on average, though. According to Blondie, that's what he was getting. And it also gives you 2 aggressive expansion. So it seems like it's very costly for what you get. And it doesn't seem all that painful either. Like, he was mainly doing it to Macedon. He apparently raided every single province that Macedon had, you know, coastal provinces. And he really didn't feel all that much pain from it. He said he lost maybe 40 pops total. So yeah, it definitely doesn't seem to be hugely effective. But I imagine, say, if you're raiding something very populated like maybe the Egyptian coast or late game Macedon or Carthage, something like that, you're probably looking at getting a few more pops and it might be worth it then. But yeah, that's just something to think about when you're deciding to go down the raiding path. On the topic of raiding and ships, it's looking like maybe the base cost for a ship is 20 gold. So when he was looking at the various costs for the other nations, Carthage ships were 17 gold apiece, and there were 12 for the Bosporan Kingdom, who had gone down the raiding path, which I do believe has some bonuses to trireme purchase cost. So I'm thinking possibly the base is going to be 20, and then they've both just got various modifiers on top of that. As well, he looked at the upkeep for the ships for the Bosporan Kingdom, and they're at 1.15 ducats each ship per month. So I'm fairly sure that's very expensive, so I'm not sure I actually read that one correctly. It might have possibly been the fleet was costing that much, but I'm fairly sure it was per ship. If anyone saw that part of the stream and I'm wrong, please do let me know in the comment section below. As well, when I was talking yesterday about Alexandras Body, I said that it had 25% slave output. It also gave slaves needed for local surplus -1. So basically, that is the trade good that you have in your province. The more slaves you have, the more surplus of that trade good you will have. And Alexandra's Body, having that in your province, means that you need 1 less slave for that surplus, which is apparently really powerful. Obviously, I'm not going to know exactly how powerful that is until I get my hands on the game, but apparently that's really good. There is also another modifier that I hadn't seen before, and that is this one here, Conqueror's Mausoleum. So this is again for Alexandra's Body, and it's -2 on unrest, local pop growth plus 0.1, and then wrong culture group happiness plus 5% until the end of the game. So that's another modifier that Alexandra's Body gets. This pop-up was when it was owned by Phrygia, which of course is one of the Diadochi, or Diadochi, I've heard them pronounce it as, I don't really know, but either way. And it was sieged by Carthage. So it was still a Diadochi's province at the time. I don't know whether this is going to change if a non-Diadochi gets the body. Apparently the body doesn't move to your capital if you siege it as a non-Diadochi. So maybe the modifiers go away because maybe Carthage doesn't really give a shit about Alexandra's Body. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Other than that, there was not much else to learn. I think that's all I've got noted down. But just to talk about what happened a bit, Carthage bit off way more than he could chew. So his goal was to go and get Alexandra's body, even though he's not a Diadochi. And he attacked Armenia and Phrygia at the same time and just got completely trounced. I think he lost like 50,000 troops in the space of a couple of months, from first losing a battle and then being stack wiped. And it made me think that being a naval power is great and all, but if you can't put enough bodies on the other coast, like if you can't beat that first battle, you are really screwed, because you're just going to retreat one province, or maybe not even, you know, you're not going to retreat that very far, because obviously when you're navally invading, there's going to be forts around the place, and it's going to be really easy to stack wipe you. So yeah, a Carthage player, maybe a Rome player going, you know, navally invading places, you're going to have to be very careful with that. It has given me a lot to think about when it comes to multiplayer, which of course I have got a couple of multiplayers lined up. More on that later though. Yeah, so that was something a bit eye-opening. As well, this is like multiplayer focused talk at the moment, obviously, because it is a multiplayer. The idea that you can, you know, ally with everyone and just gank single person, again, it's the same as EU4, but it seems to be a little bit easier here, because to get a war goal, you don't actually need, you know, to have adjacency. You don't need to have adjacency for fabricating claims, for instance. Even sea tile, you don't need adjacency there either. What you need for fabricating a claim is merely diplomatic range. And as your country gets larger, you rank up your nation, you get more diplomatic range. It's going to be very easy to get war goals. So stab hitting, you know, attacks aren't going to be as common. And yeah, it just seems to be very, very powerful, especially for, like I say, for multiplayer. If you want to have lots and lots of separate wars in, for instance, EU4, some of those wars, until you get imperialism, are probably going to be no CBs. It seems like Imperator, no CB wars, what's the point? Why would you, when instead you can just spend a bit of, I think it's oratory power, and just get yourself a CB for quite cheap and avoid the stab hit. So there is that. As well, there was a lot of talk about the enforced peace. So for a bit of context, Egypt had attacked Carthage for Alexandria, the province of Alexandria, and he peaced out for only Alexandria, even though his goal for the campaign was to take Cyprus. And a lot of people are saying, oh, he's been very stupid here. Why would he do that? Why would he not just wait and take both? And I was thinking that actually he was doing the smart play, because the amount of time it would take you to enforce that peace, so getting enough for a stab-hitting peace deal, even then it's probably not going to be enough, and I'll go into that later as well. To get that stab hit is going to be very, very difficult. You're not going to be able to force somebody out of a war they want to stay in. You're not going to be able to enforce taking the territory that you want unless it's that one province, because you've got that, you know, 1,000 day timer until you can just, okay, I'm ending the war now, this is mine, good job. And if you're doing that, then you just wait for the short truce timer and then you attack again on another province, like for instance Cyprus. And then you've got that another, you know, 1,000 day wait. And I'm thinking that is going to be faster to enforce two separate pieces than to, you know, fully occupy somebody and enforce a peace that way. Especially in this war, I think that was definitely the right play. So for me, this means that, especially late game multiplayer, these world wars don't have to last forever. You don't have to slog through your enemy's country taking, you know, practically every single province before you can get a peace deal. I'm thinking lots and lots of smaller wars to take a province here, a province there, I think that's going to be faster and perhaps even better. So I don't know, that's just my thoughts on it. And yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the multiplayer in general, like this Emperors at War stream. It was a lot of fun. I watched all 3 days. It's over now. Personally, I think Kaiser Johann won because even though he wasn't in day 3, his country survived and he owned Alexandras Body at the end of it. So he fulfilled all of his objectives. No one else did. He wins. End of story, really. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I urge you to go and watch it. I'll put the links to all 3 days in the description below so you can go watch it. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So on another topic now, the community multiplayer that I have been setting up. I'm accepting country picks now. So what I'm doing is I'm getting people to send me, say, 5 nations picks. As well as their Steam name, and I've made a Steam group and all that good stuff. And basically I will go and I will notate them all down, and then maybe in about a week's time I will sort them out into who gets what. So basically what I'm doing is patrons, Twitch subs, YouTube members, I don't think I have any, but YouTube members, they would all get priority picks. Then YouTubers and streamers, because I would love to get people from more perspectives on the map recording their gameplay. And then it'll go by people's ranks in my Discord. So the more you talk, the higher your rank is, the more likely you are to get the nation that you want to play. So I'm accepting those now. If you want to get in on the multiplayer, it's not too late. You can still apply. Basically go into my Discord, which is, there's a link to that in the description as well. Join the Imperator rank, and in one of the channels there's information on how to do that. Send me your picks and talk a lot in the Discord, and you've got a good chance of getting in. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Got a lot of picks so far. I think like 15 people have sent me their picks, and it's only been happening a day so far. So yeah, you can still definitely get in if you want to get in. That's great. We're going to be playing on Sundays. The first game is going to be on the 28th, and it's going to be at 8 p.m. BST, so whatever time zone the British are in, that's what I'm basically going by, and it's going to be 8 p.m. BST. So yeah, it'd be great to see you over on the Discord, and I'd love to play with you all, so great stuff. Alright, that's me done for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, hope you found some of this information useful, and I will see you guys in the next one. If I've missed any information, feel free to send it in the comment section below. And yeah, see you later. Bye.